I'm a liberal guy, but sometimes kids gotta die.
It's true.
I saw a free parking sign, thought it said free Palestine. Yeah. But a Zionist Jew, born and raised with Western views, yeah? This is self-defense, so get your neck off of me, boo, please. Ain't it? Israeli, none of your business. You what? This is my land. You can tell by me accent. Yeah. My homeland is threatened. I'm from the Mina via West End, and my white skin is reddened because the sun is anti-Semitic. Arabs say gays, make all them ladies them cover their face. It's a disgrace because we love the gays. And if you don't like us, I hope you get AIDS, bitch. I'm a good guy, I'm a good guy, I'm a good guy, I'm a bad guy now. Arabs are genetically predisposed to hating women. If you don't believe me, you're a fucking twat, you are. And I hope your Hamas finds you, yeah? And I hope they corner you on the street, and I love all people. You can tell cause I drew a heart with the dreads of me tank. I respect all cultures, but you better be like the West or you're gonna get banked and stripped, lit up, split up, British shit, set up, Jewish settlements, pick up TikTok, do a dance, but that ain't me though. Haven't I always been right by your side? Whether you're black, purple, yellow or white, even support the creation of free Palestine, I say. Please code, cut it, run it, done it, go. Good or bad, it's hard to tell. Going fast for Israel. Bibi is bad. Yeah. Wish he was gone so peace could be had. But this is a war. Yeah. So I support him like he was my dad. Or maybe me nan. I love me nan. I am against the occupied land, but I trust the plan. So I'ma defend it as long as I can. These Arabs are racist. It's not a wall, it's a quarantine. Shit is contagious. It's not a genocide, it's a vaccine, it's containment, yeah? Some people think shooting fish in a barrel is courageous. Don't care what the ICJ says. Palestinians is problematic, which means they need to die. Everyone knows. It's complicated. I believe in peace, I believe in love, in equality. I believe in all that liberal stuff, which is why Palestinians should be exterminated. Oopsie daisy. More than two things can be true. Arabs like matter a lot less than Jews. Borat was not as good as Borat 2, yeah. My brain hurts cause it is leak current out of me skull. I am ugly and I am bald. Water and oil, it's my political evolution. Blood and soil, yeah. Mix them up, that's a two-state solution.
Cherry tomato and Lay's USB drives and the Iron Dome. Israeli salad, koozie, stents, and Jaffa's orange rolls. Microchips us, iPhone cameras us, taco salads us, Obama's us, Olive Garden us, White Fucker us, Sabra Hamas, Hasbara us.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Bad Hasbara,
the world's most moral podcast, live for 2025. You suckers!
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much to Lizzie, friend of the pod, Savetsky.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. My name is Matt Lieb. I will be your most moral co-host for this live stream.
I'm Daniel Mate, the other one. Hello.
We're doing it. We're doing it live. That means nothing can get cut without people noticing.
That's right. And I can take as many bathroom breaks as I want.
That's right. Wait, does it mean that?
It does, because the other option is I just sit here and
piss yourself,
soil myself, or piss myself. And
Who's gonna know?
We don't have enough Patreon members for me to provide that kind of content.
That's true. That is on our super secret Fansly page, in which if you are a big piggy, we will roll around in the shit for you for money. Yeah, that makes us pigs. Anyways, so excited for you guys to be here for another wonderful episode, another wonderful live stream. This live stream, once again, is a fundraiser for the Gaza City Flower Fund, aka Mohsen in North Gaza, who is doing his level best to try to feed up to, I think it's at this point, 300 families in North Gaza and in Gaza City, trying to make sure that they can eat because I don't know if you guys know this, but Israel is doing a genocide. So that's fucked up. And we're trying our best to get them enough money so that they can, purchase whatever they can to make sure people can eat. The link will be, you see it above me, but you should also see the link in the chat. It'll be placed in the chat a lot. So please start donating, immediately.
Yeah.
Just do it now, do it early, and do it often.
And in parallel with that, help us get more people watching us live by liking the video, by sharing the video everywhere you can, by sending it to friends and family. Get people over here watching, because this is where the cauldron of peer pressure to donate is. And the more, molecules we have in the beaker, the more explosive the reaction will be.
Yes.
And in terms of generating interest and funding.
Yes, we're trying
Gaza
to make
Flower Fund.
We're trying to make it nice and explosive for everybody. Really trying to get everybody, donating whatever they can. Right now, again, we're not good at the whole live stream, fundraiser thing. So what we have is an amount that I see here, which is what is it? 71,000 pounds, 71,609 pounds right now, currently on the Chuffed website that was put together by Harley. Shout out to Harley, who's been helping actually get the money to Mohsen. So yeah, we'll just be doing some math, and as that amount goes up, we'll let you know how much we made. And
and Harley is in
the UK.
The chat.
Is Harley in the chat?
Yeah, Harley is in the chat. Harley can answer your questions.
Yes,
I believe we do have a link in the description. If we don't, we can.
Oh, the link isn't clickable in the description. So that link isn't clickable. So
a link in the description would be easier.
Okay, yes.
Is there not a link in the description?
I guess not. Listen, we never said we were competent. All we said was we will do it.
We are looking into it.
Yes, we're looking into it right now. But yes, if you see, the bar up there where you type in URLs, bit.ly/Gaza Flower Fund, go ahead and do that. If there's a way to put it in the description, of course we will. But for now, just spam it into the comment section. Do that. That way people can, at least copy and paste it. Yeah. So, like I said, today's episode is brought to you by Gaza City Flower Fund. This whole show is brought to you by that. Daniel, do you have a spin for this week? Are we spinning?
I do have a spin.
Daniel, what's the spin?
All right. Word. Well, this is actually an extra girthy spin, just because I found so many that fit this category. I was at a this is new, but at a record store, and I found this compilation called "Girls with Guitars Know Why." I don't know why they're referring to.
Why not?
But it's like girl groups from like the 60s, Goldie and the Gingerbreads, Debbie Williams and the Unwritten Law, the Wrong Black Bag, the Chicks, the Debutantes. Anyway, I thought, well, which Girls with Guitars groups do I have in my collection? This is a really cool group called Fanny Hill from the 1970s.
Sick.
A couple of Filipino-American sisters and a couple of white girls, women.
Fanny Hill.
They do a Beatles cover here, Hey Bulldog, and some other really cool stuff. Yeah, it's an excellent album. The album
I like it.
It's called Fanny, I think. A group I had 4 crushes on as a kid, the Bangles.
Oh, yes.
Featuring, Walk Like an Egyptian and Manic Monday. Written by, who wrote Manic Monday there, Matt?
Garfield.
Prince.
But
Garfield's a good guest.
Yeah,
Good guess, yeah. Good guess.
It could have been Garfield.
Yeah. He'd write Manic Depressive Monday.
Yeah.
The feminist punk group The Slits, or at least I think they're sort of feminist. In addition to the song Typical Girls, there's an amazing cover of I Heard It Through the Grapevine on here. It's fucking amazing.
Love that.
The Runaways, Lita Ford and Joan Jett and all them.
Hell yeah.
They were teenagers when they recorded this. And there's like some like almost musical theatery kind of like storytelling tracks on there. The Breeders Kim and Kelly Deal's group. On this album, they were an all-woman group. On their more hit album, Last Splash, they had a male drummer, but this is Pod, their first.
You know what?
LP.
I did not know that Kim Deal had another band.
Oh, she sure did.
I just learned that just now.
Yeah, and she got to do more than just play bass and do cute backups for Black Francis. She sings.
Yeah.
She's the lead singer, and she actually has a really lovely solo album that came out recently.
I need to check that out.
And
oh, by the way, just I'm going to point this out again. Chuffed doesn't take Discover Card, so you can put your money in the super chat. All super chats, all income from the stream is going straight to Gaza City Flower Fund. So if you want to super chat your money, you can do that. But Chuffed is the preferred method, because otherwise I have to I have to do a bunch of looking at the thing, and it takes a while for Google to send the money. It's very annoying.
Yes.
So try to circumvent Google if possible. But of course, super chats all go to Gaza City Flower Fund. So please send them.
Very good.
Yes.
And finally, from the early 90s, Babes in Toyland. Very dark metal group that there's a song on here called Bruised Violet about Courtney Love. She was frenemies with Courtney Love and features the lyric, "You fucking bitch. Well, I hope your insides rot." It's a great song, great album. I remember them. I think I saw them open for Faith No More in 1992.
Oh, I saw
That's the spin today.
That is what is spinning. Mosen is in the chat. Shout out to Mosen. Thank you for being here. Apparently, I am blurry. My internet has been sucking ass lately. I don't know why. I want to try something, but I'm scared that it'll fuck up the stream. So I don't know what to do exactly about my blurry face, other than to say hey guys, sorry I'm blurry. Maybe look at Daniel. Daniel's, he looks good.
Azalea Jane, why are you asking Adam or Matt what on the ones or twos means? I'm clearly the hip hop fan.
That's
on the
right.
ones and twos is the turntable 1 and turntable 2. It's a DJ term.
That's right. And I respect the fact that you thought I would know that more than Daniel, and I appreciate that a lot. It's very nice when the audience is who else is smart? Matt.
Yeah, for sure.
Matt is also smart.
Well, someone was like, Daniel's the OG, or Daniel's not the only musical genius on this team. And someone else is like, what are you talking about? Matt's the OG musical genius on this
That's
podcast.
Right.
Have you ever listened to Pod Yourself a Gun? To which I have to say, fair enough.
Yeah. Listen, we both come from a background of music. Some more respected than others, but I would say that a lot of people respect the fact that
some of us got a graduate degree from NYU. Some of us were on the streets busking Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Right. Some of us know every lyric to every Bone Thugs song and know how to play it on guitar. And some people actually are such renowned lyrics writers that the children of the Beatles will sometimes hang out with them. I mean, listen, all I'm saying, some people, could be anybody. The point is that Daniel's more respected in his industry than I am, whereas I, do have a group of people who do respect the fact that I wrote a parody song for every episode of The Wire, and that's
I respect that madly.
I do too. So
and Adam's complaining that we're not talking about ska. Motherfucker, I had Desmond Decker on my shelf a couple of weeks ago.
If I knew ska, I would talk about it. I don't know ska. I know Real Big Fish, and I know the guy who wrote the mozzarella stick joke. This is my contribution to ska. In fact, I think I am inadvertently responsible for a very ska-based meme that only ska people know about.
Ska band names annoy me without even hearing the music, like the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, you're from Boston. The Boss Tones.
Also, Aquabats.
Aquabats.
I don't like that. Are they ska?
I don't know.
Adam, are they ska? Doesn't matter. People are tuning in like, what is this?
Is there a band called Scarface?
Oh, see, that's a great name.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of stuff to get to. We
I do not worry. Hi, thanks for having us on your live stream the other day.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm glad that we have some do not worry people here. A lot of crossover. Thank you for being here as well. And remember, donate. You know, so
Noura will be here in a while, folks. She had a
Yes.
previous engagement.
Yeah.
She will be with us shortly.
Yes.
I won't say momentarily, but shortly.
I really love the fact that there's probably a good amount of people in here who are just like, you think Nora's backstage just listening to this shit?
If Noura doesn't come on in 30 minutes, I'm
fucking out of
30
here.
seconds, I'm out of here.
I can't stand any more goddamn talk about ska. No, we have some content for you before Noura shows up, and I want to start with this. This was sent to me by a bunch of people, a few friends who wanted me to watch this, and then I just had to show everyone.
By the way, folks, if you refresh your browser, the link should now be in the YouTube description.
Yes, that's right. That's right. So a lot of friends sent me this, and I just want to show you. This is someone listening. Someone posted this on TikTok of them listening to a commercial that came on the radio that shocked and appalled them. And I want you guys all to hear it as well.
We are witnessing the rise of anti-Semitism around the world like never before. For many poor elderly Jews, their dream of making Aliyah one day and coming home to Israel is extremely difficult, if not impossible. But you can change all of that today for one precious Jew. The safety.
All right, pause. Hold on a second. One precious Jew. It's my favorite Boys to Men slow jam. But there are many
just
poor
Gollum holding a Jew. My precious. What's Latka's precious?
Juices are tricksy, precious.
Juicies are false. Curse them. Curse them. Anyways.
Nobody likes Jews.
Go away. Go away. Come back. He's just telling Jews to go to Israel.
Make Aliyah and never come back.
Oh my God. One precious Jew, dude.
And the idea that there are poor elderly Jews, okay? There are some Jews in the category of poor people. I mean, I think
yes, all over the place.
All over the place.
Yeah.
But you imagine them just sitting in their like rocking chairs, wondering when they're going to finally get to live their dream of moving to Israel. Like they didn't do it earlier, and that's all they want. They don't want a hot meal. They don't want to visit.
Yeah.
Right? They don't want to go for a walk in Central Park or whatever city they live in.
Right.
They want to get on a plane and move to an entirely new place, learn a new language. It's like that commercial out of fucking Better Call Saul, you know,
yes.
when Jimmy makes this thing, you know, about I never got my money from Rancho or whatever the fuck it was called.
Yeah. It's so strange because it's like the way that they talk about Jews in commercials like these, and this is not like some, you know, one-off thing.
No,
here.
This is a genre.
This is a genre of infomercial. But yeah, the way they talk about them is very clearly coming from a place of no one knowing any Jews. Like it is because if you know literally any Jews, all you're doing is thinking about like your grandparents or your friends' grandparents. You're like sitting in their house watching fucking reruns on TV, and then all of a sudden a group of Christians kicks down the door and airlifts you out of fucking, you know, Tampa and takes you to Israel. That's crazy.
The only thing poor elderly Jews are wishing they had gotten to do was more cruises.
Right. Yes, exactly. Yes. As they're on their deathbed, the first thing they think is, I wish I had experienced more buffets.
I wish I'd eaten the shrimp.
Yeah, I should have had the shrimp. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Oh, I should have had the shrimp. That will be my dad's last words. I should have had the shrimp. Just arguing about a bill as they die. All right, here's the rest of it.
Israel.
I shouldn't have tipped that much.
Yeah, exactly.
And his covenant promise to bring his chosen people home is why we're asking you today to partner with us. The cost to rescue one Jew and purchase a seat on an upcoming Fellowship Aliyah Freedom Flight is $710. With a donation to the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews of $35, you'll help one poor elderly Jew out of a life of hopelessness and anti-Semitism to start a brand new life in Israel. Here's
Cut to a park in Dallas, Texas. You know,
Yeah.
come over here. I want you to meet my new Jew. He's a rescue.
Yeah, he's a
We're sending him.
rescue
We're training him.
Yeah.
We're housebreaking him so we can send him to Israel.
Wow, he's a rescue and he's a pure breed. Wow. Dude, I love calling it a rescue mission. You can't take. Here's what they're doing with these commercials. A lot of it kind of repeats sort of Soviet era propaganda. Yes. Where it was like, and it's not to say that there weren't Jews in danger in Soviet Russia. There's Jews in danger in the United States also during this time. But it was like the idea that like now there's elderly Jews at home watching Fox News, hearing about how there's like encampments. And they're like, we need to rescue this old Jew out of a life of hopelessness. Please give us $710, very specific amount of money, so we can rescue them. I found like years ago, I think I was in college and I was like staying up late, and I found as I was watching it, I saw a commercial that was essentially this, and I finally found it again. It was a program called the On Wings of Eagles, and it was like an hour-long program about how you can give money to, what it was like? It was like those commercials about like starving children. Yeah,
with Sally Struthers.
Yes, with Sally Struthers, but it was about like Jews. It's just so I need to play a little bit because I finally found that as well, and it's wild. The Christian Zionism is pretty fucking wild. Here it is.
Whatever you can give will show that Christians and Jews can join together in saving lives and bringing biblical prophecy to life today.
The word of God says in Jeremiah, behold the days are coming.
John Hagee.
Yeah. Here's
young
Pastor
John Hagee.
Yeah, looking good. He's the crying guy, right? I mean, they're all the crying guy. But isn't he one of the famous I Have Sinned guys who
probably? Yeah. But
he
certainly is either still around or has been around until very recently.
Yeah. I also love, I don't know if you guys caught this little wink, wink, nudge, nudge to the apocalypse here.
Join together in saving lives and bringing biblical prophecy to life today.
The word of God.
So in case you guys don't know, and I don't know how much we've actually covered like Christian Zionist prophecy, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that as important of an ally as Christian Zionists are, I want to be clear in, I don't like to blame everything on Christian Zionists. I think it can be a little bit of a cop out. Mm-hmm. People tend to be like, the real, Zionist problem is all the Christians. And it's like, yeah, but let's not let ourselves off the hook here. Our institutions and our institutional community is also rife with fucking Zionism. So let's not pretend as if we are helpless, just passengers on this fucking flight.
No, but it is worth talking about. I recently met someone who has done some deep investigations and like art projects around Christian Zionism. I'm hoping to get her on the podcast sometime soon.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it is fascinating because it is like once you see this piece of the puzzle. I mean, for those of you who haven't, I'd be surprised because of this podcast subject matter. But the Christian Zionist piece is just so necessary for the amount of support that you see in the United States for Israel from actual people, not just from paid off government officials and politicians. It's like actual people believe in this end of days bullshit.
Yeah,
where
that's
the prophecy.
That's the explicit pitch. You can press fast forward on the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Yes, yes. All you have to do is make sure that every Jew is sent to Israel, which is just, I always think it's so funny that is like, like a good friend. A good friend does his level best to kick you out of,
To deport you.
To deport you.
For Christ.
Yeah, I'm deporting you for Christ. And then, of course, once we're there, we all, as soon as Jesus comes back, we either convert or die. So, friends, here's more of it.
Jeremiah, behold, the days are coming, saith the Lord, when they shall no longer say, blessed is the Lord God that brought us up out of Egypt, which is Exodus 1. But they shall say, blessed is the Lord that brought us from the north parts, which is Russia. In other words, it is a biblical thing for us to help Jewish people come to the nation of Israel.
It's a biblical
For only
thing.
$350, you can help airlift one desperate
Returns
Jew to safety.
$350 returns one Russian Jew to Israel.
Yeah. Returns. Very important. They were.
Why do we have to pay for the shipping to send these Jews back?
Yeah.
Can't we do it
shipping and
COD?
handling. Yeah. Batteries not included. I want you to just listen to the way he says desperate Jew. Just leers.
For only $350, you can help airlift one desperate Jew to safety and freedom in the Holy Land of Israel.
One desperate Jew.
You can, Mom. It's very Cartman, right?
But Mom,
I want to send one desperate Jew from my school back to Israel.
Okay, honey bunny.
But Mom, the apocalypse will happen.
Oh, just
Eric, you have to ask the Jew if he wants to go back to Israel, okay? You can't just send him back to Israel, okay?
$1,000 will pay for a needy married couple and $1,400 for a family.
I'm sorry.
$700 will pay for a needy married couple.
Why are they needy? I love that they're a needy married couple. They're not just a married couple. They're just like, they're married Jews. They're nagging at each other. They're like, oh, I want this kind of lamp. Like,
it's also bullshit. Like, it's $350 to return one Russian Jew and $700 to return a married couple. There's no discount.
Right. That's
Like,
just
why not
that's
just
$350 times 2.
What's the point in them being married then?
And why do they have to be needy? Like, I'm just like, you're already not offering like a discount on 2, but you're still gonna give them fucking. I don't know, man. That's not a nice description of them.
They need some Jews running this sale. We'd have some wholesale discounts.
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome to Irving's clearance warehouse of needy Russian Jews.
Yeah.
Come down before Shabbos. Talk to me. We'll make a deal.
Exactly. You can get 10 Jews all in one van.
Listen, you're not going to get this deal in the Arab side of town.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Don't trust a Christian to move your Jewish family.
$100 for a family of 4.
When you call with a gift of $350 or more, when the person or people you sponsor arrive, you'll receive a postcard from Israel with their names and where they are from in the former Soviet Union, so that you can continue to bless them with your prayers. Please call now while the door is still open for their flight to freedom.
Oh, it is.
You mean like before the gate closes? Like
there's an iron curtain, right? So
Right.
I guess there was a brief opening in the iron curtain. Now listen, it is not untrue that there were programs both in America and in Israel to have Russian Jews emigrate to one or the other. I know a few Russian Jews personally who were part of that, who were Soviet Jews and moved, and they had a choice. They were like, going to go to Israel, they're going to go to the United States. And a lot of times they went to the United States. A lot of times they went to Israel. It's not to say that, like, in general, I'm not talking shit about people who do fear for themselves or whatnot moving to safety. My problem is it's just the way the paternalism of a Christian Zionist is unmatched, because it comes from a place of literally not knowing Jews.
Yes.
Like not being friends with one, not being surrounded by any, literally just being like, the Jew is this concept I have of a scared guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, we need to help these scared guys. Please give our organization money.
A scared guy that we can trade in as currency on Jesus' return.
Yes, exactly. Sort of a human NFT, you know? Just these guys.
Non-functional, a non-fungible Torah reader.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. The non-functional,
Non-functional.
yeah, non-fungible Talmudic guy.
Talmudian, yeah.
Yeah, but it is just I love it. The Christian Zionism in general is always been one of the funniest aspects of Zionism to me, because it relies on it's like Jews know that the whole prophecy thing is like obviously fairy tale shit. So if you're being offered by an avowed Christian anti-Semite, essentially, to like, you know, we're going to move you to Israel, and in exchange, you're going to go to hell when Jesus comes back.
Yeah.
Most, you know, Israelis are like, sure, buddy, whatever you say. Like, it doesn't matter. It's not real.
Yeah.
So it really is just a deal that works out only for Israelis.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. It's really wonderful stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
we have a Zionist troll in the chat who thinks it's an own to reveal, Matt, to dox you that in fact you're half breed.
I'm a half breed. That's right. I am Trafe. I could only half of me could get on that plane airlifted. They could only airlift half of me to Israel, and the other
you could only get on L, not LL.
Yeah, I can't get on LL, just L. The other half would be airlifted to Ireland. You know, it is funny. You know, for me. In particular, I'm like, it would be interesting if they did some sort of Irish birthright. I would really like that.
Definitely.
Yeah. If so, hey, country of Ireland, if you do birthright, like start a birthright program. Let me go to, I don't know, Derry or wherever my
Limerick.
Yeah, sure. Is that a place?
It is a place, and
not just a type of poem.
No, they only speak in that format of poem. That's
damn.
You order a
wherever you go. It's just like there once was a man from Nantucket.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there once was a man from right here who's hoping to order a beer.
Yeah.
If you would please fetch it, damn it. Shouldn't have taken fetch.
Listen, this is why the Irish are very good at what they do.
I'd feel much less wretched.
Yeah. And I get drunk as a bear.
A deer.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Anyways, let's see where we're at with the chuffed. Let's see. We started at 71,000. We're at 73,642 pounds now.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Crap. I wish I had remembered the first number. I'll scrub back when this is done and see how much we raised.
Indeed.
But this is great so far. I mean, what is that? That's 2,000 pounds. What is that in American dollars? Probably a lot.
It's just shy of 3,000, I would think.
Man, good job, everyone. You guys are
good.
doing great, and that's not even including the what do you call it? The other thing, the super chats.
That's right.
Yeah. Well,
maybe we could read some.
Yeah.
I've got to text out to Noura, making sure she's got the link and all that.
666.
Yeah. I need to go grab my. Can you start reading some super? I got to go grab my.
Do it.
Plug from the next room.
I'm going to read some super chats. Adam, don't worry, I can show these. I'm going to start from the beginning. These are starred. I see, starred. As long as they're all starred, Adam, then I can read them. All the ones that come in. All right, so first there was Tyler Jones, 50, who told us that Discover, they don't take Discover card. Thank you for that. Tyler Jones. And then we have a Saeed M, who gave 1,000 SAR bucks. I dare anyone to push me to the second place, and then third. Come on, I dare you. Yes. Can you pay more than 1,000 SAR? I don't know exactly which one is SAR, but I like it. What else we got here? Jim D. Duichars, $20. Hello from the Do Not Worry Nation. Thank you so much, buddy. Our lists Riz, £20. Ola from Manchester, UK, Thank you again for doing this. Oh, from Manchester. Oh, thank you. I don't know. I wish I knew which accent was yours. I think it's that. Explosivo. Explosivification. 50 euros. When are you coming to Ireland? I don't know, but we are in contact with Tig and all them. So we're trying to figure that out. Of course, Tig, as soon as we started talking about it, he had to go on a goddamn flotilla. And then, so I have to wait for him to return in order to continue that conversation. Daniel, your video went out.
How the hell did that happen?
I don't know. Check your settings menu or whatever. There you go. You're back.
Hi.
There you go.
Nice.
Explosivification. All right. And finally, this is not finally. God damn, there's a lot. Super Guy Bob, $20. Hi from Do Not Worry. Let's see. Hi Hilarious. Okay. 6 pounds. It's me again, banging on about the Hasbara musical, Free Palestine. We do need to get that done. We should do a musical. I mean, what are we doing? Let's see. The Death Zia, €10. Love from Spain, where we are literally stopping Israeli cyclists. I think I saw that. Was that the video of people waving Israeli flags at like some sort of tour to something? Yeah, good job.
You shall not pass.
Yeah. Sally Livingston, $20. Thank you so much. Emmy, of course, shout out. HBD, shout out.
Happy birthday, shout outs.
Yeah, to my phenomenal dad and Star Trek TOS, both yesterday. Much love. Free Palestine. Thank you, Emmy.
Are you telling me that yesterday was the birthday of Star Trek, the original series? That's when it launched?
I assumed it was terms of service. Sarah Triu, 50 pounds. Fubar, 1999 pounds. Free Palestine. Abby Kelly, $50. Be Like Water, $30 Australian, I assume, to help rescue an old repressed Jew from Is Not Real. Yeah.
We should start getting a fund going for that.
That's a great idea. Reverse airlift directly to Tampa. Oh, that'd be great. Can you imagine? Yeah, like, dude, people don't even know, but like, you talk to any Israeli in the United States who lives here now, especially like, came here around college age, the feeling is, I'm so fucking glad to get out of there. That has been the feeling. I mean, obviously, this is pre-October 7th for a lot of them that I'm talking about, but yeah, it fucking sucks there. They would love it if there was a program that was like airlift one desperate Tel Aviv settler. What was the when they flew all those Ethiopians, Operation Magic Carpet? Was it Magic Carpet? Yeah, I think this would be Operation A Whole New World. Yeah. Oh, Operation Street Rat. This is just more Aladdin references, not a reference to anything else. Let's see. Lemon Mint Cat, $2. Must ask for the consent to do the rapture. Yes, of course, you must ask consent. Consent. Apocalyptic consent is essential. 100%. And, this is, spoken and enthusiastic consent, Definitely. Absolutely. Tom from Yakubia, Free Palestine. Thank you for your $20. Tam Bruggerman, €2. Imagine being the voice actor reading for the ad. Best job ever. One Desperate Jew. Sorry, can we take it from One Desperate Jew again? It was great. Yeah, I just want a bit more of a sense of the Jew's desperation. Okay. Have you ever seen a desperate Jew? Just try to channel that. I can imagine one. Like kind of sad, like sort of like crying. Have you ever been on a cruise when the shrimp runs out at the buffet? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so just
Don't they-
imagine
they-
a bunch of old Jews clamoring and upset, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, just
So like crying, a lot of snot coming
now.
out.
There you go.
All
Now we're talking. Okay, right.
Help
Let's take it
one-
again.
Okay.
We're rolling.
For $700, you can help one desperate Jew
Oh,
get
that was
out.
great. That was
Get
perfect.
as much shrimp as they want. One desperate Jew. Michael Kirshner, $10. And what is that? Annie Wormuth?
Anna Wermuth.
Yeah, Anna Wormuth. Disabled baddie in undying solidarity with Palestine. Thank you for your $10. And here's a big one, $50 from Ashley Anthony.
Thank you, Ashley.
So much. So grateful for the sanity sustaining pod and to be in some small way part of the work y'all are doing. You guys and BJG over, Brianna Joy Gray over at Bad Faith Pod, keep me grounded. Would love for there to be a Bad Hasbara / Bad Faith crossover one day. Hashtag baddies for Palestine. Well, that's coming up soon. I think this month, right?
Are we in the business of
Oh yeah, we shouldn't
doing spoilers now, man?
Yeah, no, that's right. No spoilers. Who knows what guests we'll have? Who knows? Not us.
No, but we love Brianna. We are big
Yeah.
fans. Her legendary status for me was cemented when she rolled her eyes at that Israeli woman and paid the price with her
paid
employment.
the price, paid the cost to be the boss for the job she lost.
She paid the cost to be her own boss.
Yeah, that's right. Catfish Rusty, $20. Rock on, guys. Thank you. Rose Ability, $5. I encourage donations directly to Chuck. If I recall correctly, YouTube takes a big part of the super chats. Yes. Also, I donate my relatives' home in East Jerusalem. What? Also, I donate my relatives' home in East Jerusalem. Hell yeah. I love that. You should sell it out from under them. Sorry, 1 second. Sunflower Dragon, $20. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Love you both. Thank you so much. Another Michael Kirshner. He gave $5. Free parking sign. Oh no. And Roisin Malone.
Roshin.
Oh, sorry.
Roshin.
Roisin Malone.
Roshin, yeah.
€20 from Ireland. Chucky, a lot to you and yours. And Valentina.
Chucky Allah.
Yeah.
That's what psychopathic killer dolls in horror movies pray to.
Yeah, exactly. They pray to Chucky Allah. I know that's the one that's Teok Fear Turuk Ferigarla. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's what it looks like on paper, phonetically.
Right. So apparently someone just say Chucky Allah, and then you basically got it.
Yeah.
I said, okay. Valentina gives us €20. Thank you so much, you guys. From Italy, Free Palestine. Thank you as well. And two more. Shyla Kearney, £10, Canadian in England.
Shyla? Why don't you just say Sheila?
Sheila, sorry.
Are there no Americans named Sheila? There's a lot of Sheilas in
There's
Canada.
a lot of Sheilas. I just, I'm going through it like letter by letter. It's blurry. Listen, the problem with my setup is my computer is very far away.
Someone said, why is Matt using a potato as a camera?
Because also the internet is bad. Things are not easy. It's not easy to set up a home studio, all right? God damn it. Motherfucker.
Matt's only been podcasting for 6 years.
It's so much longer.
Okay.
Let's see. Sheila Kearney says, Canadian in England about to protest Herzog this week. Trump's in the area too. England's gone to the dogs. Free Palestine and FF to the IDF.
Man, are they ever arresting people in England?
Dude.
They're arresting like wheelchair-bound people.
Yeah.
They're arresting old people.
It's nuts.
For even saying Free Palestine.
It's completely nuts. And not only that, but like the whole like plasticine action shirt thing is so funny because I mean, look, I grew up in the United States, so obviously like my thoughts on this are painted by that, where, it's like if you wear, like there isn't an illegal shirt. You know what I mean? It's like you could definitely get in trouble for a lot of stuff, you know, but the idea that they could, you know, like they see someone wearing a Palestine action shirt and they immediately arrest them under terrorist laws. I mean, I feel like England's a little bit weirder. Like that to me is crazy.
That's
that
crazy.
That is absolutely nuts.
Yeah, I mean,
Nick,
there are very few abysses into which America can't sink, but there is this free speech principle that, you know,
I mean, it's not to say it's perfect. Obviously, we know free speech
it.
isn't free speech. We understand that, you know, while the government may not legally be able to, you know, curb it in quite the ways that other countries can, you know, the private sector consequences are like almost part of, I mean, that's the United States for you.
Freedom of speech is words that they will bend, as Metallica said on their album And Justice for All, which came out 37 years ago, a couple of days ago.
Wow, look at that. Look at that. It's never, what's the spin never stops when Daniel's here. It's always spinning.
At 78 RPM.
Yes. Thank you guys for, you know, all of these super chats so far. We get any message from Noura?
We have not, and I have no evidence that she's even seen my messages, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Well, you know,
we could move on to our next piece of content. Let's all just for a second just think about Noura.
Yeah,
just imagine she was there. Just be with Noura's energy.
And I know that she said something. I'm sorry, I forgot to do the moment of silence thing.
Oh, I didn't say to be silent. I just said,
good.
Just feel into, you know,
the contemplation.
Her Nourasness. Oh, she's calling me. Give me a second.
Look at that. Look at that. Make sure you mute yourself so all these goddamn piggies don't listen to your private conversation. All right, now, guys, based on the face alone, we're going to see whether or not he's disappointed or excited. I see excitement. What do you guys think? Do you see excitement? I see a little bit of like, oh, here's where the link is, right? That's what I see. Oh, then I saw a look on his face at the end there. It just kind of said like, uh-oh. But what do you guys think? I guess we'll find out. We'll find out together. Yeah. What's up?
She said she was backstage, and I said, no, you're not. And she said, do I have the right link? I said, maybe not. So I sent her this link.
She probably has the old link.
There was
before it was a what do you call it? Live stream.
So we should have updated that. That's on it.
Did we send the new one yet?
I just did.
Okay, good.
The one at the top of the one in my browser window?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, right? That'll work.
Yeah.
I think that'll work. Listen, you guys don't know. I mean, those of you who watch any of our live streams know the amount of editing that goes into a single episode of Bad Hasbara, because so much of it is just, is the guest going to be here? Was the thing that I said before about, you know, Jews wanting a buffet something that might piss people off? Can it be cut into some sort of out of context, you know, clip? There we go. She's here.
I see Noura Erakat.
Yes.
And you're about to see her. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Bad Hasbara live stream the eminent, wonderful, and apparently surprisingly hilarious Noura Erakat.
You didn't know. You didn't know about that part. We're about to find out. I have a future career.
Funny. Yeah, exactly. Welcome, Noura. And we apologize for the technical mishap.
No, I apologize for not being here earlier. Hi, Matt. Hi, Dan.
Hi.
Both. Hi.
It's
good to see you. Thank you so much for coming on. We're very excited to have you. Sorry, about the link snafu. This is, you know, a live stream. We don't often do live streams because, you know, I feel like people who do live streams, they do it for hours and hours, and I have like a bad back and stuff. So for us, we like to do a nice hour 45 and then lie on a hardwood floor for a while.
Is this like a generational then live stream? It's like
I think so.
Yeah. It's like the older millennial live stream.
I mean, for us, it is. I feel like young people love the live stream, you know, like your Hassan's, you know, he's got a really good back, like he works it out and stuff. Whereas, so he can sit for 8 hours and talk about nothing.
I'm turning 50 this month, so this better not be the older millennial live stream because.
Oh yeah, he's Gen X. He wants everyone to know
I'm
that.
Gen X cusp. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Happy birthday early, Daniel. And I
Thank
didn't
you.
realize, I actually really like Hassan's musings.
Yeah.
Because it's like also a collection of everything that's happening in the world and online. Is that, but okay, this is exposing myself of how little live stream I watch. Is that what they all do?
I don't know, because I also don't watch live streams because I who has the time?
Well, we appeared, each of us separately, on a live stream from a podcast called Do Not Worry out of Lebanon with our friend Anthony Sargon.
Yeah.
The other day, this guy went from 3 p.m. his time to like 3 a.m, and Matt and I were on for an hour each at separate times during that stretch. It's incredible the endurance these streamers have.
Wow. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Not us. We can't do it.
I mean, it's not just about that. I mean, I guess if we're thinking about this, just how much, things are changing. I mean, the fact that, that becomes something that there is an audience for, that despite the short attention span of most people, because, we're constantly being stimulated to be able to sit that long, but also the way that we're consuming media becomes, we generate it on our own and then we monetize it. I mean, I say we in the general, we monetize it through Patreon. So a lot of this also represents, the waves of change that we're experiencing, and who knows who will be on the other end of it.
Yeah, and it creates a sense, at least, of community and a new kind of community that people are clearly missing, So it's it's definitely filling a need. Noura, are you at home? I know you've been traveling. You were in Detroit.
I was not in Detroit.
You were not in Detroit. I'm so sorry.
I had major FOMO. I was following Detroit.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
Closely. But I was in Lebanon for most of the summer, which was an interesting place to be at this time. In Lebanon, as with the rest of the region, it's also going through a lot of dramatic change. What we've seen from, if you can still call it the Arab world, I think, the Arab world is a political project, but it's been a political project that's been steadily unraveling. And in this moment, I mean, we've seen the collusion with genocide, the fact that none of these states in the region are members of the Hague Group, for example, or have recalled their ambassadors. If anything,
I didn't know that none of them are even in the Hague Group.
They attended the meetings, but they haven't necessarily committed. You see, Sisi's Egypt entering into a $35 billion gas deal with Israel. You see Jordan clamping down on any form of protest right now. Any kind of protest now becomes a threat to the regime, as they're trying to, they're worried that any protest against, genocide will then transfer onto the regime itself, the monarchy, and you see that they've only used we know they have arms because they've used them to intercept missiles from Iran to protect Israel. So there's just like this general feeling in the region. And in Lebanon, the trend was one in the aftermath of the decapitation of, Hezbollah in some 3 weeks, also through tactics without any red lines, is one now where there is a push to disarm Hezbollah and then to put Lebanon on a steady track towards normalization with Israel, which has been unheard of.
Right.
But the region feels exhausted and very powerless against U.S. intervention and its primary, ally, proxy, Israel. And so, it's even coming from, from very politically astute folks, this idea of maybe this will work. Maybe if we do this, we'll have a chance to live a normal life. And so that it was a really interesting place to be at the time in this time. Lebanon is historically the place of a tremendous amount of Palestinian organizing. I would say like the heyday of Palestinian armed resistance and liberation organizing. Some have called it the state within the state. When the PLO operated, there's about 1 in every 4 people in Lebanon is Palestinian. Obviously, that changed after Israel's invasion in 1982 and the removal of the PLO to Tunisia, which then removed for them the potential of cross-border attacks and mitigated. This is when we see kind of this mitigation and a direct confrontation, and together with other factors leads us to this steady acquiescence to enter into what becomes Oslo from a place of weakness, even though it is ultimately catalyzed by the uprising, the Intifada. But today, Palestinians, the numbers have been reduced to 220,000, who are also living in, I'd say, indefensible conditions.
Yeah.
Indefensible conditions that are of equal concern. When we think about Palestinians, it's not just the challenge to the Zionist project, which is predicated on, our elimination, but it's also the challenge to this idea of the nation state and nationalism as an exclusive project. I mean, Palestinians are the quintessential refugees. The treatment of them also reflects the treatment of all other refugees, and the Middle East happens to be the concentration of the highest number of refugees in the world. So this model is a really concerning model. Anyway,
have Palestinians, well, to what extent was the Lebanese populace feeling a sense of solidarity with Palestinians and support for Hezbollah's support for them, and to what extent, like, is there indifference now? What's the mood there?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. Solidarity is not palpable publicly. It's not like, I remember I've been traveling a lot but I remember being in Napoli, and, for every Maradona graffiti on the wall was a Palestinian flag and Viva Palestina. It's not,
not the case.
Not the case. Not the case. It's not palpable. I mean, on the one hand, some might feel like it's redundant.
Sure.
Right? Because, that's how people feel. So I want to just give folks, nobody thinks. Well, some people obviously do, but, we're in the United States or maybe in Italy that, provides arms to the genocidaire. There's a need in order to protest and make your opposition known.
Sure.
Whereas the feeling, I think, in Lebanon is that everybody knows it's a genocide, but they also feel powerless, in its face.
Well, it's a well-earned sense of well-learned helplessness, right?
Right.
And including not just watching helplessly from the sidelines, but helplessly being pummeled whenever
being
Israel
involved
decides
in the violence directly.
Yeah, I mean, Lebanon is this is a singular geography, right? My colleague and dear friend, Professor Maya Mekdashi, it's the same sky. It's the same coastline, right? The intermingling, like the number of Palestinians, or Lebanese who have some Palestinian heritage, right? This is a place where Beirut and Haifa have been historically connected through railway. So this is, and it's a site of Zionist aggression, relentless Zionist aggression, right? Where people have survived and continue to survive an onslaught. I think, the places that I'm thinking about are less, it's less, I wasn't in the South as much to be able, to tell you, what the general vibe amongst Lebanese were. I will tell you that in the refugee camps, I was in several Palestinian refugee camps, obviously, that's what everybody thinks about. But even the refugees who are quite destitute are fundraising to send it to Palestinians in Gaza.
Wow.
But as a general public feeling, there's an acknowledgement that this is horrible, that this is bad, but there's not necessarily mobilization. I think while I was there might have been maximum 2 protests against the Egyptian embassy.
Yeah.
But it's not a site of, and then the feeling of, it's this other feeling, like they have been on the front line, right? They have entered into the foray, and they have been attacked. I mean, the pager attacks.
Sure.
The number of strikes.
Yeah, the bombardment of Beirut.
Beirut itself.
I truly hate to say it. I truly hate to say this, but Israel has always had a policy of quote unquote deterrence, which means the Arab world's fear of messing with them. Right. And I fear that it is starting to succeed as it never has before, as they continue carrying on all over the Middle East, wherever they want, assassinating people.
Today.
Today. That's right. This is like breaking news in Qatar. They bombed the peace negotiations, and these were negotiations that were also in which at least President Trump was saying like, oh, don't worry, I think we're going to get this done pretty soon. Witkoff was saying this. And not only did they say they did it, but also Israel said they take 100% full credit for
it was
doing
us.
it.
Only us. No one
Yes. Which
Right.
that says to me it was also the United States,
the
right?
most significant U.S. military fleets
Right.
in this nation, and it was attacked without some sort of coordination. No.
Yes.
No. I saw Trita Parsi say something really insightful today, which is that all these GCC countries have basically relied on the United States as their external security mechanism. That their own military capacity is dependent, externalized. And the idea was that they would be protected. And today should be a signal that you're not. That
Right.
even that won't protect you. So what's in it for you? And that same logic, I think, is the one that we were talking about in Lebanon, where folks felt like we were ready to support, the resistance because it provided a deterrent factor. But when your adversary can do anything that it wants,
Right.
without any red lines, without any consequence, what is that? What does that mean in the long run, in the horizon? And it forces you to rethink. I think it's really short-sighted to rethink that normalization is the answer, because you see with the states that normalized, they exercise no meaningful sovereignty,
Right.
at all.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a viable future, right? You're just, you're asking to be in a different kind of.
But it's a viable future for a small elite in those countries who get to benefit from Quisling status and
Right.
and
and from
the crumbs
and
handed
direct
down.
payment too. I mean, let's not forget that these are part of the normalization is money. The money, it's not like it's going to the people. The money is going to the select elite in those countries. I want to ask of whether or not you see a particular difference this time. Have you been to Lebanon before, and was it palpable maybe in the past, versus this time around? Like, can you compare it in that sense? And how much of it is sort of maybe more localized or internal politics regarding the South support for Hezbollah and, different factions within the government of Beirut who are a little bit less confrontational and want to take more of a normalization path? How much of it is the people themselves being like, I'm tired of this, or how much of it is the government?
So let me start by saying, in the first question, I have been there before many, many times. It's a home for me as well. And the one thing I can say that's very obvious, and I think that's true that of almost anywhere that we visit today, even in the United States, the left was just stronger. It was more robust, right? In a way that it's not. And it really, really, I mean, what we're seeing the world over is, an acceleration of globalization. And we're seeing the privatization of public goods, and the way that even national sovereignty has diminished as capital sovereignty grows in stature, right? And so I think that the trends that are evident in Lebanon are not unique to Lebanon, although there are unique, characteristics, but that these are long-lasting trends. And I'm sorry, more general, universal trends in terms of government versus people, and more equal parts. Equal parts. Hezbollah is part of the Lebanese government,
right?
And they made this decision against their fierce opposition, and so that's their own internal crisis. But people, even people in general, there's just this feeling of we should try something new. Like, if this didn't work, like, what else can we do where we can actually sustain an economy? And have a life and raise our children without it being, demolished through aggressive military campaigns with absolutely no accountability, where we're forced to rebuild over and over and can never grow into a viable, economy and political system. And I get that frustration. It's real.
Well, doesn't that mirror in some ways the dilemma that 48 Palestinians face? Every time I actually interact with Palestinians on the land, who are citizens, and even some in the West Bank, there's also a sense of, look, like, all of these river to sea goals and visions and dreams, and like justice is on the side of all of those slogans, but we're just trying to live, and we are part of this economy, and we are part of this system. And like we want some freedom, we want some dignity, we want some equality. Our goals are not the goals that are the sexiest to an international activist audience.
I mean, look, the thought I was going to finish on Lebanon is I don't think that normalization is going to deliver that utopia they desire.
Right, of course not. And
Right.
that's the point.
thing. Like they will forever, like, it's not like maybe you'll be spared from genocide and regular assault, but you will always be weak.
Yes.
You will be, you will always be weak. You will always be beholden. There will always, and that part is, that dream is going to be limited. What's, the dismemberment, the steady dismemberment of Iraq, of Syria right now. I mean, there's a trend here to make sure that no country can actually exercise robust sovereignty in the region. I mean, that's a bleak horizon. And then to basically say, I just want to survive anyway, whatever that bleak horizon is. I get that feeling, but what is it that we can do in order to ensure that kind of survival without, without believing a hype that won't exist for us? So for the Palestinians in the West Bank, for the Palestinians who are citizens in the state, not necessarily of the state, we always have a choice, right? I think it was articulated by Bezalel Smotrich when he, in 2017 issued, this idea of the final solution, and he gave Palestinians 3 options, right? He said, you can leave, or you can stay and forever understand that you're inferior and will be subject to our domination, or you can die.
Right.
We always have the choice.
Yeah.
We always have the choice. The world over, we can always
Palestinian
live.
agency.
Yeah.
Right.
We always, but
inside of Zion.
all of us anywhere, like you can survive as long as you agree to be inferior and to be subordinate and to live,
I seem to remember some country talking about give me liberty or give me death, that those being really
I wonder which one.
options.
Sri Lanka. I think it was Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned Sri Lanka, actually, because I was at a convenience. No, really.
That's so new. That's such a Noura Erakat interview moment. Like Matt makes just a random random reference,
random pull
off the globe, off the atlas, and it's just
for me. But no, please tell me about Sri Lanka.
So the Sri Lankans in the northwest part of the territory, the Tamils have fought for their self-determination.
That's right.
In the form of secession and in the form of self-determination, and fought against the Sri Lankan army for decades, right? In an armed resistance. Ultimately, they, it was horrendous, the genocide that they were subject to, where they were basically, they had taken shelter, they had taken shelter where they were then fumigated in the, I want to say, I can't remember the exact location, but they were killed in mass. And so then the Tamils surrendered. When, even after surrendering, okay, and this is relevant to our moment right now of thinking about, this demand that if only Hamas surrendered, everything would end, right? Because that keeps shifting, give the hostages, step down from power. Now just, surrender. Next, it's going to be, we want you to commit collective suicide, right? Like these are the demands.
Right.
There's the fallacy in believing that surrender offers reprieve. When the Tamils surrendered, the UN was evacuating them in marked buses that the Sri Lankan army then massacred all of those who were on those buses, literally massacring them, right? Yeah. And it's a reminder that, one, we should also be paying attention to the genocide of the Tamils, right? And the fact that Sri Lanka enters into now national security arrangements and the exchange of military carceral technology with the United States and Israel in the aftermath, this is 2009, afterwards as a model, like Sri Lanka did it, right, for counterterrorism. But, it just puts you on this road. Like, let's think of other moments of surrender that actually turned out much more poorly. Like, think about we were just talking about the PLO in Lebanon. When the PLO leaves Lebanon for Tunisia, The massacre, what was the United Nations described as a genocide at Sabra and Shatila, happens after the PLO leaves.
That's right.
Surrender doesn't equal security.
Yeah.
It makes us more insecure and vulnerable
Yeah.
and destitute. So what models, are they trying to move us towards?
Right. Especially when there's just such historical precedent for that kind of, continued violence after a treaty. I mean,
Scorched earth.
In the United States, this is our constant, history lesson is just a lesson of different treaties that we broke over and over again. Treaties that were agreed to with, the indigenous populations, and constantly breaking over and over and over again until we, did our manifest destiny. There is no, the idea of this model of if you just surrender, then everything will be fine. When it's so clear. I mean, it's never been more clear, not just in terms of the historical context, but right now, seeing the Israeli government and the United States government constantly lie about the safety of the people that they're negotiating with, the safety of the people, that they're, currently bombing. They lie. They constantly lie. And we know what the goal is. We don't need to pretend anymore. It's just, I do think there is a difference, though, between me protesting my own government and my own government's involvement, and, of course, the people of Lebanon, because they are on the front lines. They are, directly dealing with it.
Yeah,
and I can't
casualties, disfigured, disability, institutions that can't even govern themselves.
Right.
This is real. The state, I mean, the state can't even be a state. I mean, that's going to get into internal Lebanese politics, so I won't even go there. But can we I really think it's so important that as those of us, because all of us are in the United States, and so it's just to center this idea that here we also are, are settlers in a place where settler colonization continues. And that case specifically, Matt, that you're bringing up, I think it's the case of it's a Supreme Court decision, the Cherokee Nation versus Georgia, right? Where they were literally going to be this leads up to the Trail of Tears, right? Under Andrew Jackson. They're literally protesting that they cannot, that they have a right and they have the sovereignty as a nation to stay on the lands that they're in. And so they sue the state of Georgia, which basically wants to extend its own sovereignty. The Supreme Court evades the question of sovereignty altogether by then, basically answering the question of whether or not the Cherokee Nation has, or the Supreme Court has jurisdiction by asking the question, only foreign states, you have to be an independent state, you have to be a citizen of the state, or you have to be in other state to be able to sue a state. So they're asking, are the Cherokee Nation a foreign state? Are they citizens? Or are they another state in the United States? And they answer all three in the negative, right? Except there is a treaty with the Cherokee. How did the United States enter into a treaty? A treaty is an international contract between two or more sovereigns.
Right.
How did you enter into a treaty with the Cherokee and then in the same breath say they're not a sovereign?
Right.
So, just another reminder, so much of this is happening in the language, the violence is happening in the language of law. There's a continuity here. And there's one, and for us living here, which is this is our genocide, that the primary source of it happens through this, perpetuation of American exceptionalism, where you're right. These nations entered into treaties that did not protect them.
Right.
Even in the least, that failed Supreme Court decision ultimately resulted in the Trail of Tears.
Right. Yeah. And it's the reason why when it comes to this stuff, in terms of whether or not neighboring nations normalize and whatnot, I kind of reserve my judgment a lot of times. I have my opinions, but my judgment itself is based on hey, listen, I don't live there. I don't know what it's like to be these neighboring countries. I don't know what it's like to be a 48 Palestinian. I don't know what it's like to be living in Gaza or living in the West Bank. So people's opinions are their opinions.
I agree.
For me,
I agree.
I look at this as like we ourselves, people who live in, the center of empire, people who live in the United States, especially people like, Daniel and I, who are seeing our own, Jewish institutions become fronts for Zionism. Is why it's like imperative on us to be constantly shouting at the top of our lungs at these institutions.
But at least, Matt, there are institutions whose actual job is to chronicle historical acts.
That's right.
Criminal acts, and to draw the appropriately general conclusions from them so that they never happen again to anyone. Am I right?
That's, of course there are. And one of them is a wonderful institution that we have here in Los Angeles. It's the LA Holocaust Museum. This is not the Museum of Tolerance. This is one that's it's near the Grove.
The Museum of Tolerance is where you just go and watch a guy get drunk but every day he has to drink more and more beers to have the same effect.
Yeah, you have to up your tolerance.
I'm going to try it again, Daniel. I'm going to try it your way.
Yeah, do it. Drink more and more.
Did you try going to that museum?
Oh,
no.
Oh, it's the Museum of Tolerance in Los Angeles. They wanted to build the counterpart over the Mamilla Cemetery in Jerusalem.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
that was enough for me.
Yeah. Well, I used to go on field trips to Museum of Tolerance as a kid. My dad famously sent back soup at the cafe. Listen, it's but this one is different.
This soup is intolerably cold.
Exactly. I will not tolerate this soup. We have suffered enough. But the LA Holocaust Museum has a Twitter, a Instagram handle.
Yes.
They have an account, and first they came for the borscht, and they put out this message. It was a slideshow that they had in which they were talking about things that I think most people would agree with. And so here are some of the slides. They since have deleted this. Holocaust Museum, LA. Never again can't only mean never again for Jews. So that's slide one. Jews were raised to say never again. That means never again for anyone. Next slide. Jews must not let the trauma of our past silence our conscience.
I didn't see that one. That's fantastic.
Yes. Yeah,
that
it's amazing.
I'm
glad they named the trauma.
Slogan.
Yeah.
And name the trauma and name the misuse of our trauma.
That's right.
Yes, very specifically. I mean, let's be clear as to what this was, and then let's read their apology. Standing with humanity does not betray our people, it honors them. So they put this out, and it was, by the time that this was out, I had already heard the backlash. This came out and immediately was attacked by all of the usual suspects, all of Zionist Instagram accounts, Zionist institutions like stopantisemitism.org posted about this. I'm just going to read some of the comments so you guys can see how mad people were. They were big mad.
I saw a lot of, they used the "Don't All Lives Matter" us.
Oh yes,
it was so insulting. It was like co-opting the regressive energy to stem, Black liberation in the United States.
Yeah,
co-opting that in order to continue a genocide.
Right. Don't all genocides are bad us.
Yeah, I know. It's so insane too, because it trying to make a one-for-one comparison to Black Lives Matter, which is a call specifically for the fact that Black people in the United States were being gunned down by the police and the systems of white supremacy, and then saying, well, you're all lives mattering genocide, and it's just you.
But literally, all lives matter in genocide.
Right? Yes.
Literally, all. If Black folks had said Black Lives Matter, while white kids were being gunned down by police for playing with a toy gun in the park, they might have had a point.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
They might have had a point.
You can't reverse reality.
All lives do matter.
And also, the only reason they need to say Black Lives Matter is that Black lives have not mattered in the American political and legal system.
Yes.
If anyone should be saying all genocides matter, it's I mean, has the Holocaust not gotten some attention as genocides go? When it comes to genocidal awareness,
I hate that that's laughable. I hate,
No, it is.
Because it's almost so sad. But,
Yeah.
this also reflects even the drafting history, right? Genocide wasn't even named until after the Holocaust.
Yes.
It becomes the only one that is recognized. And in fact, when you learn about other ones, you're just like, oh, really? That happened too? Like the Armenians and the Namaharero and the Native Americans, right?
Yes.
Really? That happened? Yes. The
Yeah.
Rohingya, it's happening right now.
Yeah.
My ancestors who died in the gas chambers of Auschwitz are saying enough already. Talk about someone else.
Yeah,
Not the only ones.
leave us alone.
I think about this all the time when I think about, for Palestinians, what does it mean for us to imagine ourselves in places of power, right? We have not been in that place, but we can imagine ourselves in that place. And the thing that I hope for more than anything is that when we are in power, we will not become the worst version of ourselves.
Oh my God.
That our victimhood and our suffering does not become a blank check to harm, right? Because that's how we hold on to our humanity. So often, the thing that I think just in terms of morality, like I don't, and how Palestinians resist and what we do, the thing I constantly think of is we are actually superior morally. And I will not cede that ground, and I will protect that amongst ourselves. Like that's what I care about, that we remain superior morally. But that's incumbent on all of us.
Which comes from your connection to your humanity, and that, there was recently this fucking incident at the Omega Institute where I've taught before with Bessel van der Kolk, the eminent trauma therapist who wrote The Body Keeps the Score. And he was giving a trauma workshop. And in it, he spoke, he had occasion, I don't know what the prompt was. I don't know if it was a question from the audience or something, but he was talking about the trauma in the world, and he talked about what's happening to Gaza, what Israel's doing in Gaza. And he's from the Netherlands. He was born in 1942. And he compared Israel's actions to the genocidal actions of the Nazis. And there was a huge kerfuffle. And Jews and Israelis in the workshop were very offended. And he's now been banned by the Omega Institute from ever teaching there again. And they smeared him as an anti-Semite and all that.
For being humane.
For being humane, and for using his platform to talk about trauma inappropriately. And what I want to say about that is there is an absolute refusal to heal that is at the center. Yeah. It's a refusal to heal. It's fuck you. I won't ever because if we heal, then we become vulnerable again, right? If we are all scar tissue, then we can't feel anything, and we're safe. And that's what Israeli security, bitachon, is all about. It's about that feeling of invulnerability, which means you can't be wounded, which means you also can't feel, which means you also can't feel compassion. So when you're talking about Palestinians staying moral, what I hear is staying human, staying connected to their emotions, to their vulnerability, to their love, including the love for land, which Zionists will never understand and will never stop being jealous of. Anyway, my rant has gone on for long enough.
It's not a rant at all. No, I think that's absolutely, germane. There was, I'm finishing a project. I finished a project. I have a book project coming out with my comrade, John Reynolds. He's a fellow Twaler, Third World Approaches to International Law, Irish compa.
Oh, yeah.
So we've written a book on confronting Zionism. And the project begins after the human rights reports come out where they want to basically say that there's apartheid in Israel, but without race or racism. That's what the reports ultimately, B'Tselem literally says, in South Africa, there was race, there was color and racism. In Israel, it's about nationality and religion. It's like, what? Racial regimes are not necessarily synonymous with color. Like it was just completely wrong. Right. Yeah. And Yesh Din went further and, made this statement to say that Israel didn't start like this. Right. That
this is the preamble of every Israeli human rights organization is to first let their readership know that it wasn't always like this. Once upon a time,
there wasn't the Nakba.
Right.
Literally, they say that apartheid can exist without racist ideology. I mean, So we begin our project there. Anyway, long story short, we deal with material decolonization in the conclusion. And in dealing with material decolonization, I've been grappling with this idea that is material decolonization. I don't believe in necessarily rolling back the clock. I think that we go back to a future.
Yes.
Right. So what then? So I sit with that. I grapple with that. And a dear friend of mine says to me, regression is actually using the past in order to impede progress. It's not merely the looking back. It's using the past to prevent progress.
Yeah.
And so thinking about this moment, the irony of how, Jewish identity is being mobilized in order to impede the progress of combating empire.
Right.
And think more, something, I guess, another way to think about this, I had seen someone else write about this, thinking about how womanhood is being used to impede the progress of, transgender justice, right? So you're using these categories of womanhood and, Jewishness in order to impede progress on these other planes in such a cynical, sick way.
Right.
It boggles my mind why any Jewish person would want to participate in that.
Yeah, samesies. There's, especially since it's like there seems to be such a, I think, genuine concern about anti-Semitism, and what I mean by genuine concern, not that the anti-Semitism they're perceiving is necessarily real, but that they are still, even living in this alternate reality, they are still scared. They still do care about anti-Semitism, even if they're being fed a bunch of bullshit. So it always blows my mind that it's like, you don't see how it's actually more anti-Semitic for Israel to be exporting like this claim that you and your, and the government of Israel are one and the same, that every Jew supports it. You don't see how that, like, how can you care about, but
Well,
anyway.
Israel's founded on anti-Semitism. I'll be right back, guys.
Oh yeah, go ahead. So I want to read a few more of these comments to you because they're wild.
They're awesome.
Yeah. So these are what people said under that post from the Holocaust Museum LA. Someone actually got paid to make this post. Oh my God, fire the whole social media department and start working on that public apology.
Wow.
Stop Anti-Semitism wrote, donors seeing this, please DM us. We're happy to help redirect your giving our way, an org that focuses solely on the Jewish people and fighting bigotry, the bigotry we face. Just the framing of Stop Anti-Semitism as like an org that stops anti-Semitism is one of the more disgusting aspects. The idea that they're trying to take money from a Holocaust museum so that they can continue their mission of doxing college kids. It's just insane to me. Someone wrote, again, of course, all lives matter. Never again comes from a poem written by a Jew in the Jewish community. It's like, it always blows my mind that people keep saying this is an all lives matter thing, because like we said, not only does it, it invert the power dynamics of all of these struggles, but also all genocides do matter,
Logically, you can't even draw the comparison. You cannot draw the comparison. Aside from the specificities of these cases, it's true that, yes, you can all lives matter a genocide.
Yes, because I'm sorry, but the alternative that they're saying is like, don't say all lives matter. And it's like, what are you saying some lives don't matter? Because that's literally what they're saying. It's just like
have you read the one about
conservative, like demon, like this is what the conservatives would say people mean when they would say Black Lives Matter. Like they are liberals going into fascists, like that liberal to fascist pipeline is just so clear.
Super thin.
Yeah.
Did you read the one at the bottom that says never again comes from a poem written by a Jew for the Jewish community? Yeah, I'd like to speak to this person and confirm that in a 24-hour period, they don't use any phrases that came, say, from, if they're an American citizen, that came from Black culture.
Right.
Given that half the things white people say
started.
And also where, honestly, most Americans draw their their sense of moral superiority
Yes.
from the
Yes.
experience of Black liberation
Yes.
struggles. That's literally
Yes.
why Americans have this like sense of themselves, of who they are, because of the sacrifices that Black liberation struggle made and advanced.
Yes.
Yes.
Besides which, that's never again. I'm sorry. It barely qualifies as a phrase. It's 2 words.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not like, the odds of putting those 2 words together are
yes.
much greater than putting "give me liberty"
Most
or "give
of
me
the-
death." Like,
If
it's
you
just
most people who say never again are talking about a restaurant that they had a bad experience at.
That's
like
exactly right.
the idea that the Holocaust owns never again. We got
or something to do with
Guys,
dating
this is
apps.
great. I didn't realize. Look at the one about Roots Metals wants to say they're really concerned with this phrase "why," but listen to why. At a time when Holocaust distortion and denial are on the rise, who has distorted the Holocaust or denied it?
I know.
Largely due to the
contrary.
universalization of the Holocaust.
To the
That's what she thinks.
contrary, it's like
That's what she thinks
central.
distortion is. To put to basically place the Holocaust on planet Earth
Yes.
is to distort its otherworldly,
yes.
cosmic realm nature. It is to cheapen its specialness.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
these people think the Holocaust is. The Holocaust is some kind of ontological category unto itself.
Right.
This let me just say something else, because so many of our conversations, and I'm aware of this, especially as somebody who is engaged and dedicated to Palestine studies, right? We don't need anything to tell our own stories. We don't need a framework of apartheid to talk about racism, because we have a Zionist ideology that has historically been the framework that we use. And we don't need the Holocaust or the Genocide Convention to tell our story, because we have the Nakba.
Correct.
Right.
We are not here in a moment, right, that, where we are trying, to draw on these, comparisons. What we're doing is we're tapping in to a Western civilizational canon,
Yes.
right? That has literally, for them, Jews of Europe are the canonical victims of Western civilization. And it's the West right now that is fomenting and sustaining the genocide of Palestinians. To say these words is basically to appeal to their own sense of morality, because our language, because I don't need any of this language. I don't need to tell you about apartheid or genocide, because I can tell you about Zionism and Nakba, right? But will you even listen to me when what has been made so clear? What is made so clear is that Palestinian life, right? People would like us to disappear. Samira Ismir, brilliant Palestinian scholar at UC Berkeley, recently wrote this essay, and I'm gonna, I can't quote her directly. I don't have it in front of me, but she writes this line like, "What else? There would be relief in seeing Palestinians disappear." Like there's just, there's almost, people are tired of it. Why don't we just go away? Well, why don't we combat the systems that have made, that have marked us for removal? Because there's no way that these systems can prevail, that this level of cruelty, dehumanization, advanced weapons technology, precision missiles, AI, right, can be mobilized and used against Palestinians and somehow normalized. And y'all think you're safe.
Yeah.
Nobody's
That frame of reference thing is deep, and it's elusive inside of the normal way of thinking about things, which is just to say that I love discovering where I'm still brainwashed, right? And when you said that, I realized, oh yeah, what would it be like if you were like in a human relationship with somebody and all they ever said to you is, wow, you really remind me of X, or like comparing everything you say to someone else as a frame of reference.
You really remind me
exist.
of my ex.
You don't exist, but you kind
You're
of
an item in a
like this
thesaurus,
near
but there's no
distant image.
Yeah, you have a thesaurus entry, but no dictionary entry. You don't. You don't.
Yeah.
Exist.
Daniel, nice one. Okay,
Isn't that
Bart.
nice?
That's very good. Yeah,
Thesaurus
Daniel does
entry,
that
but not a
sometimes.
dictionary entry. I also, chapeau to the Palestine Studies folks. Historian Shireen Said Ali, the first woman, editor of Journal of Palestine Studies. Chapeau to Rabia Ghbariya, who writes, the article Nakba towards, Nakba as a legal concept, and to the folks who have given us ongoing Nakba as a way to think historically from, Fayez Sayer to Edward Said and Rashid Khalidi, to Rosemary Sayer, who documents, the stories of refugees. We are our own canon and our own archive, right? And it sucks that I can't speak in that language and just be heard. And I think about that a lot when I think about, this recent 180, this, aha moment. Oh, you know what? It breaks my heart, David Grossman. It really breaks my heart, but this is genocide, right?
Yeah.
Or to see the same thing from Omar Bartov, who wrote first time in the New York Times, as invoked his scholarship as a.
I staunchly resisted my professional obligations and the only intellectual conclusion that made sense for 2 years, but I simply can't do it anymore because that's how moral of an Israeli I am.
I simply have run out of Seroquel.
He literally has 2 New York Times articles. One of them says, I'm a genocide scholar, this isn't genocide. And the other one says, I'm a genocide scholar, this is genocide.
Maybe
Bartov versus Bartov.
We should have, maybe the expertise we should have depended on were Nakba scholars.
Right.
Because they knew it then and now.
Yes.
And literally, no matter what the Israelis say, no matter what the Israelis say, because they're telling us. Avi Dichter said in November 2023, it's Nakba, right? Yeah. They're telling us now. When they say we should, the world should let us starve Palestinians. That was also Smotrich. The world should let us starve Palestinians. And then they're also telling us, Israel Katz, we're just going to take it over. Like, you need to leave, right? No matter what they tell us, the line keeps being, if Palestinians just surrender and stop doing this to themselves, what will it take to be able to confront such a racist edifice? And what is at stake? What is this edifice protecting materially for the ruling elite that we can't chip away at it? That
to
really
me,
is a question.
To me, in the rap sheet, the litany of criminal omissions and falsifications and distortions that the New York Times and Western media have been guilty of, up there in terms of categories of it, is just their refusal to report what Israelis are actually saying and have said.
Right.
Have they ever quoted Giora Island, calling it, the largest concentration camp to ever exist? Or maybe that wasn't him. Maybe that was Baruch Timmerling.
I don't think so. But on Giora Island, he articulated
parasitic
the
disease
in like 82.
Okay.
This plan of removing Palestinians was articulated decades before this moment. I would quote him anyway.
Yeah. I'm going to say this: Israeli voices matter. Listen to what Israelis say and quote them and believe them. Believe Israelis.
It's the one.
I'm serious.
No, I know it is the one case in which, like, that is true. Which is like, please listen. They are saying out loud, we should do a genocide. We are doing a genocide. Just real quick, we are at 75,684.
Okay. Right, where we started at 72 something.
71. So
71.
So 70. We're 75,000 pounds now. Please, guys, keep it going. I want to just start donating. We only have a few more minutes left of the stream. If you haven't donated yet, do it right now. I want to read their apology because of course they.
The Holocaust Museum. They backpedaled, Noura.
Oh, we're back. Okay.
Yeah, they're sorry.
Matt, if you want, I can stay on after you have to go, and I can read some super chats.
Oh yeah, that would be great
if Adam's available to keep it going. Just so
if that's possible.
Oh, right, because you might need the studio, right?
But I don't know. Yeah, I think unfortunately I will need the studio, but yeah. So guys, you have a few more minutes.
Like a moment where maybe this is an old millennial moment. What's a super chat?
When people donate by pressing a special button in there are comments going on. I don't know if you can see them, and some people's are highlighted. That means they donated money to have it, and generally the protocol in live streams is to read those out loud to reward and honor the people who are donating. Yeah.
Right. Yes. It's a chat from Planet Krypton. Thank you, producer Adam. Shout out to him. Here is their response to all of people yelling at their donors. Holocaust Museum LA, the survivor founded and oldest Holocaust museum in the country, is committed to its core mission to educate, commemorate, and inspire.
And discriminate.
Yeah. But they should write "but" there.
Yeah.
We recently posted an item on social media that was part of a pre-planned social media campaign intended to promote inclusivity and community that was easily open to misinterpretation by some to be a political statement reflecting the ongoing situation in the Middle East. That was not
God.
The ongoing situation in the Middle East, also known as the Middle East.
Yeah. It has been removed to avoid any further confusion.
A pre-planned social media. You mean to tell me they pre-planned it like 3 years ago? We didn't anticipate that there'd be a genocide going on, and people might think we were talking about that.
Yeah. What? Oh no. When we said like, that just because we're traumatized doesn't mean we should perpetuate traumas on others. We're talking about some other shit. So that is equally applies.
Man, they should have just taken it back. That would have been less embarrassing than this. This is as bad as when AOC wanted to defend why she didn't vote for stopping funding. It's like, stop gaslighting us. You should have just said nothing. It would have been better.
Say nothing.
Did you see Zoran on getting grilled by Al Sharpton and kind of caving a little bit?
No, I haven't. Seen
Whatever. We'll probably cover this in a separate
one.
Maybe.
Why is Al Sharpton tripping on grilling?
Is that MSNBC?
Because Al Sharpton is an MSNBC host who uses his black radical credentials to browbeat genuine progressives and be like, I've learned some lessons over my years.
Right.
Let's to be careful with my language. And he does a 2-minute fucking monologue, little like covert, like under the table jabbing Zoran, and and then he's like, yes, I do discourage that kind of globalize the Intifada language. Like that's how they get you.
Yeah,
that's how they get you. That's how it starts. Yeah.
Well, we have to see the clip. We haven't seen it yet. We're talking. It wasn't without seeing it yet. Once we show the clip, then we can fully critique it.
Get mad.
All I know is I have bad feelings all around, and worries and concerns. Yeah. But if I lived in New York, I'd probably vote for him. I mean, I would vote for him. Of course, I'd vote for him.
100%.
You vote and you brace to be disappointed.
Yes.
Okay.
It has been removed to avoid any further confusion. We promise to do better. And we'll ensure that posts in the future are more thoughtfully designed and thoroughly vetted. We have taken actions internally to ensure our message always remains clear and reflective of our mission to inspire humanity through truth. I mean,
I can't wait till we get the leak where somebody on the inside tells us exactly what happened. One of the things that I've experienced a lot, I mean, less so right now, but probably in the first months, right after the genocide began, were the number of young producers who leaked the story of what was happening behind the scenes, that there was an internal battle. There is a generational battle happening between the establishment and those that are inevitably going to be the future. So there must be something going on. I think, what was it? A recent poll that said 18 to 24-year-olds, 60% of them are sympathetic to Palestinians. That's the future.
Right. Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do with these people?
Yeah. And that's like, I mean, it truly is the question, of what's going. Yeah, where does this go? Where does this energy go? Especially since it seems like any energy expended is just being, deflected by every single political leader.
My concern is that those young people are the future, but they're not the future of those industries, because the ones who are that 60% are more on the victim end of the spectrum of late stage capitalism. The ones who are doing just fine are doing just fine because they're willing to do what it takes, including erase their awarenesses and their consciences in order to stay in those institutions. Just like Chomsky said to that British interviewer.
Just enough.
I'm not saying you don't believe what you're saying. You're saying. I'm saying if you believed something else, you wouldn't be in this position.
Right. Yeah. And that has been consistently the case. That being said, there's also, I mean, it's so many people that, at least in a cultural sense, that's got to mean something when the general population of the country is watching a genocide happening on our dime and in our name for a lot of us.
No, there's when people say free Palestine, they're talking about entire systems that they want to be
Yes.
freed from.
Yes.
Like they understand that there's, again, that Palestine is literally ground zero of the desire to create a completely different kind of world order.
That's
where
right.
those things that we know about national sovereignty, about democracy, about self-determination, about governance, is being chipped away at. It's this idea of these anarcho-capitalists who want us to understand that you're not a citizen of a state, you're a customer of an entity, right? There's, they're chipping away at this idea. And I think, we're seeing it in its worst form, obviously, in the genocide in Palestine. But I think that battle is happening in the United States, right?
Yeah.
Where everybody is being primed to incredible cruelty and violence.
Yeah.
They've been desensitized to incredible cruelty and violence, so that these same things, right? That the power that it takes in order to continue the genocide is also manifesting in, dismantling whatever is left of a welfare state. And where people are just, but I want to survive.
Right.
What do I do in order to survive?
Yeah.
How can I be okay with genocide? If I stay quiet, maybe I can keep my job and feed my kids, right?
Yeah.
And this is not the answer either.
Well, we need to give people other options, other better options.
Yeah. Well, we do have to end. And sorry to all the youth in the chat who say that an hour and 45 minutes is not long enough for them.
Or for speaking for them. None of us are youth. Hey, I'm really sorry. You're so much smarter than we are and can speak for yourself.
Yes. You guys
I'm
are all
so proud
great.
of you and inspired.
You are all.
I'm never going to stop talking down to you, but I'm proud of you.
You're very special boys and girls.
I'm not.
For you.
Noura doesn't. No.
That's right.
I am I'm turning 50 this month. I'm exercising my old man get off my lawn privilege whenever I choose. I've earned it.
Yes. But
when
no,
50 years old, you will reach tolerant of young people this much. You will not be.
Yes, very good.
What did you?
That was Yoda.
That's
some
Yoda. You see, that's a movie that you saw in the theaters.
Yeah, Return of the Jedi, of course, in 1983.
Okay, I'm such a fob. I'm born and raised in the United States. I swear to God, but I don't know any of these things because I'm first generation, and so.
You gotta see Star Wars.
Watching Egyptian theater film,
that's awesome.
Up until I started to learn English in kindergarten.
Oh, that's fucking. I'm just now learning about great Egyptian and Lebanese musicians through my vinyl collection.
That's true.
I'm the one who's been.
We're doing a cultural exchange here.
Nice.
But
Yoda, the great Jedi.
The great Jedi Master.
Jedi Master.
When 900 years old you reach, look as good you will not.
He speaks backwards because it's cute and it's a movie.
But how do you do it? That's so impressive.
He's just an impressive guy. I guess it's all the magical powers.
I weigh NK Ikpe Atenle.
Oh,
Urane
Udge. Very good. All right.
Is that a giveaway of my age too?
Pig Latin, I feel like we must be the same age. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
But just real quick, an update. We have now reached, at least on the Chuffed, 76,000 pounds, which means that we, in an hour and 45 minutes, have raised 5,000 pounds for for Gaza City Mutual Aid. Thank you. That's
not even counting the super chats.
And not counting the super chats, and we'll get a total on that as well once everything is all finished.
That's
but
really
do
great.
not stop. Just because we're stopping, you don't have to stop donating.
Exactly. That link is live. So please keep donating. Get those donations in. Noura.
Matt, before I go, I would be remiss if I didn't center Gaza City. I'm sorry, we were talking about so much. And so, Gaza City is 3,000 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Like
this is mentioned in the Hebrew Bible.
Yes.
This city is older than most, continental European cities. It's been inhabited. It's like the center of civilization that's now being destroyed, building by building. 1 million people have been ordered to evacuate to nowhere, right? This is like a replay of the October 12th evacuation order from northern Gaza to below the Wadi Ghazda line. We're seeing it over again, except some 700 plus days later in a world that has all the tools available to stop this and hasn't stopped this. And I want to invoke my comrade Jihad Abu Salim, who's the director of the Institute of Palestine Studies, who said to me, if our world system allowed this to happen in Gaza, maybe that world system needs to go too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
More work for our younger siblings.
Yes.
Absolutely. And we'll be right there cheering you on from our rocking chairs.
Yes, we will. Good job, children. Keep going. I've got to watch more streaming content. But thank you guys so much. Thank you, Noura, so much for coming on. Please come back soon. We'd love to. I could talk to you for 3 hours if my back holds up.
100%.
Thank
Folks,
you.
look out for a special bonus episode drop coming soon of an
That's
interview
right.
we did with Greg Stoker, our man on the Global Swim
Our man on the
Flotilla.
boat.
We spoke
He's
to
our
him
little man
from-
on the boat.
from Tunis yesterday, before the drone bombing attack. Or the cigarette-related explosion, according to the authorities. So look for that coming out soon. That'll be free for everybody, not just on the Patreon feed.
Yeah, so check that out. And thank you all. Patreon.com/badasbara, badasbara@gmail.com. Get all those donations in. And yeah, thanks for listening, everyone. And from the river to the sea.
All praises due to Noura E.
Yeah.
Good gay on one way. Okay.
Nice.
Thank you, Thay.
Thank you.
All
Bye,
right.
everyone. Bye-bye.